Hi folks, Sty here. Well, I was out earlier today testing out a couple of new firearms I got. Then I got a wild hair because there was a falls that I had missed when I was down this way the other day. About 6 miles from here is Wren Falls. That was the last falls I had done the other day in my little falls tour. And I totally forgot about this falls back here. I knew it was here, but I forgot about it. Now, I've never been in here before, and it was rough coming in. Now, I videoed coming in and kind of videoed a little bit about where this big mud hole is I got to get out of. It's pretty rough back in here. Pretty rough. Got the truck in here though. But I'm going to head down this trail, try to find that waterfall. Only got about an hour and a half to locate it. And then I'll have about 15 minutes or so checking it out, and then I got to turn my tail around and come back out. Because an hour and a half from now is my turnaround time to get back out here before the sun sets. So, without further ado, this is Rouse Falls, and we're going to head down there, okay? Let's get going, folks. Well, I'm just holding the camera, and I've never been in here before, and this is Rouse Falls that I'm trying to get into. Having a clue what this road's going to be like. I just drove 10 miles of gravel roads to get here. Yeah, this one's definitely not a maintained road. I don't have any signs at all of anybody of coming in here at least for hours. You'd see the splash over on all these mud holes, which there's plenty of mud holes. And we're kind of taking this adventure together. Somebody's got a trailer parked in there. Looks like a logging trailer. Yeah, driving down into these spots, you just never know. You drive in here not knowing what's there. You could end up backing up for a while. But it's looking okay so far. It's a rough road. Oh yeah, they've been doing some logging down in here. Looks like it was pretty mucky at one time. Oh yes, sirree. That's looking a little... Looks like I am going to end up doing some real bogging to try to get through there. Not quite certain if I want to try, but doggone it. Let's give it. Let's give her a try. That's pretty tough looking, but... Whoa, lordy, was that rough getting through there. I think I'm going to park here and hike from this spot. That looks just a little too hairy heading up in there. And then behind me, it's not looking any better. So I'm going to back her up. I don't think I have to worry about anybody coming in here. That mud hole was a bugger. Truck was bottoming out pretty good. So I'm going to just pull off to the side here The real charm of this is I haven't got a clue where the falls are at from here. So I could be hiking in 2 different directions. But I got a few hours yet. Let's see. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock, so my turnaround will have to be about 5:30 to get out here before the sun starts setting. So I'm going to jump out of the truck and figure out where I'm going to go from here. Yeah, that was a nasty mud hole. Truck bottomed out pretty good in it. I'm going to take a walk down there and take a look. Looks like there's a big rock in the center. Might have to take a different approach to, to crossing that. There's actually water running through it. Thought that was a big rock there, but actually it's just a bunch of loose rock and some clay. This spot over here, when I went down through there, boy, that was deep. You can tell that there's been a few people that have tried to give it through here. And yeah, if I get a good enough run at it, I've got plenty of room to get a good run at it. Hit that bugger, get out of here. But this trail heads up the hill there. Seeing a lot of deer sign around here. Deer track all over the place. Saw a big 10-pointer, eastern count, 5-pointer out west, coming in here. So yeah, the truck did pretty good coming through that mess. She didn't get too terribly muddy. I'm surprised, because on the driver's side it was right up to the running boards. She did good. But looking down the trail here, that's where we're gonna head, see if we can find that waterfall. So hang tight, folks, and we'll get started. Now, as you can see, it's a wet, muddy mess in here. All of this, I had to go up and bushwhack through all this to get back down over here, because all of this going in there, that's all marsh. And oh, I would have never gotten the King Ranch down through this stuff. It's bad. And this is just one spot of several that I already crossed like this. So yeah, it's a chore getting back in here. I can tell they come through here with a cat and a skidder. And I got this big slough here that I got to cross. Then it looks like it's high ground over there. So I think I'm going to have to bushwhack up through here and around. And then I should be good hiking again. So we'll catch up further down the trail. Well, folks, getting back in here, it's a little bit of a chore. I'll tell you what, coming up where they went through with a cat and a skidder, that's probably the worst thing they could have done. Looks like they were trying to open up the trail or something, but all they did was tear it up, make it into just a huge mud hole all the way here. But this is another one of those really neat hidden jewels. There's a beautiful little falls here. I'm gonna climb on down, get on that flat down there. There's a neat little step falls right in there. This creek is a tributary that runs into Tyler's Forks, and then it's that eventually goes to the Potato River, which eventually goes to the Bad River. So anyway, I got to do a little maneuvering to get down and out onto that flat. So I'll shut the camera down while I do that, and I'll film from the base of the falls there. Then I'll be coming back up. I might cross over and go up into the woods there. There's a really neat outcrop of rock right here. Or else I'm coming back over this way, cut back up through the woods, and I can get up there and come across, and I'll be right out on top of the falls here. So let's head down to this spot down here. That's the first place we'll go. Well, it took me about a half-hour hike to get in here. Do some nasty stuff. Most of it was bushwhacking. Coming in, I saw some foot traffic. It looked like 3 sets of footprints that headed in and headed back out. And they were old. They were a couple days old at least. So nobody's been in here for a couple days at least. Now, we haven't had rain here for 5-6 days. And that trail coming in is just pure muck. If you don't bushwhack, you'll be in muck between your ankles and your knees. So, now, I bushwhacked coming in. Look at the muck on them shoes. That's just from, I mean, that's walking up in the woods. That's bushwhacking. Now, you walk that trail, I would have had muck clean clear almost to my knees in spots. And I did not wear the right pair of hiking shoes for that garbage today. But, so that hike, what do I get rewarded for hiking through all of that? Well, here she is, folks. Now, that's a pretty fall. It may not have a lot of water running over it, but boy, oh boy, is that pretty. And it's so protected. You're right down here in this little canyon here with this one sheer face of rock. And you got this creek running over it. Now, I can imagine what this must look like when right after a heavy rainstorm. I bet that's flowing really good. But I'll tell you what, it's pretty just the way it is. Definitely worth the hike in here. I'll probably film it from a couple of different spots, different views of it. But that's Rouse Falls. "10 miles of nasty dirt road," and well, I'd say it's 9 miles of nasty dirt road, and then there's a mile of really nasty road. That's where I almost got the King Ranch stuck. And then you got about a mile hike in here. But it's worth it. It's worth it. Okay. I'm going to be climbing up here. Gotta go around and then come back up. I'm going to get up there and film kind of down on the falls. If there's any good way to cross up on top, I'll come out over and try to get out on this outcrop of rock and shoot down. But we'll see what I can get on film. Here we are on top of the falls. I figure the fall's got to be close to 20 feet. This is a look going upstream. There's some little tiny step falls over there before you get down here to the main falls. Really unique rock formation in here. Like I said, I'd love to see this with a little heavier water flow. That'd be pretty cool. There's that little step falls at the base. And kind of looking downstream, the timber is so thick in here. And like I said, there really isn't an established trail. It's one of those deals, get in here any way you can. Nice little step falls up there. Well, I'm not gonna climb across to get to the other side. It's really not necessary. I was thinking of getting out on the top of this, right over there on the top, and filming this direction, but it's not necessary. It's really unique how, like right here, you've got a birch and a pine, and they're growing out of the side of the bank. That's all rock right in front of them. That's all rock right behind them. So there must be just a little patch of dirt. Plus I can see where their roots are heading up the hill here. So it's really unusual they grew there. Well, it's like the cedar I'm standing by. I mean, it's sitting on top of the rock. This is all rock. But the roots, you can see, and even this birch that's right behind me, the roots of the birch, they're all heading uphill to where the dirt is. And the tree's hanging out over the edge, growing out over the edge. There's a cedar right here that was doing the same thing, and obviously its heart root broke loose and it died off. Yeah, this is quite a vantage point up here. Very beautiful. So, that'll be it for our trip out here to Rouse Falls. Now this falls, like I said, I knew about it, never been to it, and the other day I totally forgot to even swing up here. I was so close to it. So I had to drive 36 miles out of my way to get down here to check this one falls out. But I'm glad that I did. It was worth the drive, and it was worth the muddy hike in. It's a beautiful little falls. I love it. And yeah, I'd recommend it to other people. I'd give them instructions on how to get in here. I'd have them park a little farther out than I did. Not try to get as far in as I did. But yeah, it's a beautiful place. It's a nice way to wrap up my day. It's 5 o'clock, so I'm going to start slowly working my way back out to the truck. Took me a half hour to get in. I'll probably spend 45 minutes to an hour getting out, just taking my time, because I just wasn't sure how far I had to go in. So I'll just take my sweet time going out, and I'll be out there way before the sun sets. But another good day. I got to go out to the range, got to shoot 2 of my new firearms. I put a video up on that. I'm not a firearms video guy, but it's what I did today, and I was out in the woods doing it. So yeah, I videoed it. Probably the last firearms video you'll see from me. And then while I was doing that, I just got a wild hair, and I said, I gotta go get that Rouse Falls taken care of. Go in there, hike in there today. And sure enough, I had enough time to do it. So thanks for tagging along. This is the last waterfalls for a while. Well, it could be the last video for at least a week. So, but there will be more. And as always, thanks for tagging along. Love having you folks here with me. So until the next time, whatever it may be, this is Sty saying, you all have a very, very nice day and the rest of the week. Bye-bye.